Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. My friends say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
This is Joyce DiDonato. It's been about 85 years since I've done a blog posting, so I thought, maybe it's best to reintroduce myself if you've forgotten who I am. I'm sorry it has been so long, but if you've been following my schedule at all, you have perhaps noticed that it has been quite full and quite busy with a lot of different repertoire, and I have really just been having to put all of my energy onto that. But I'm currently in rehearsals for Cendrillon at the Royal Opera House. I'm excited, in case you couldn't tell. It's not only one of my favorite roles, but I think it is perhaps one of the very top favorite productions that I have ever been a part of. It's very, very special, and I'm back in rehearsals now, and we're sort of getting close to being on stage, so I feel like I have a bit of breathing room. So I thought it would be really lovely to get back to vlogging a bit. I have a question that was probably sent in like 1947 or something. It's been so long since I've caught up. But this is from Madeleine. And she asks a question that I think is pretty universal and good to address. She says, one thing I'd like to know is, how do you handle nerves? Of course, one big factor is being well prepared. Yes, but I guess that's self-evident. Not always. It's more like, am I good enough to do this? Okay. Yeah, that's a very good question, Madeleine. There are a couple different approaches to nerves that I think that might help a little bit. First thing is, please just know that this is your life now. If you are about to enter stage or enter that audition room and you don't have those butterflies going, you're the odd one out. Most of us get a lot of nerves, and everybody handles them in very different ways. So you're going to have to be your own best guide and find out what approach is going to work best for you and your temperament and your chemistry as a person and as a performer. But first thing to know is that this happens to everyone, and it's very normal, and it really is going to be one of the things that you have to address in order to get through this career. If you end up that you can't quite find the way to handle it, it's probably not going to be a great career for you, unless you're somebody who really, really thrives on that kind of negative adrenaline. You want to find the way to beat this. There are, I'd say, a couple different physiological things that you can do to do this. Interesting thing about nerves is the body reacts the same physiologically regardless of the type of threat or situation. It's the flight or fight syndrome. Am I going to run away, or I'm going to stay here and fight it out? That's the big question of what kind of singer you're going to be. You're going to flee the room, or you're going to stay there and duke it out with the audition panel or the audience. Sometimes that happens. The body reacts in the same physical way. You know this. The stomach starts turning over on itself. The heartbeat speeds up. Palms sweat. Your mouth goes dry. All these great things for the singing. It's the way the body is sort of built and wired to react. Regardless, it doesn't know whether somebody has a gun to our head or whether we're just opening up for our mouth for the first phrase of "Achifus." It doesn't know. So physiologically, one of the first great things you can do is actually try and control your breathing and dictate, sort of start being the driver of the breath cart, the breath car. So you want to slow down your breath a little bit. This is a bit of a yoga approach in that you want to sort of make sure that the inhale is long and steady, and the exhale takes up about as much time as the inhale did. So it's not a... You really want to sort of get a very long inhale and make sure that the exhale lasts about as long. This brings some element of steadiness to the breath. It actually makes it go a little bit deeper. that whole breathing thing of trying to feel like you have an inner tube around the lower part of around your pelvis and the lower abdominals into the back. Don't forget that your back is involved in the breathing, and the side. You just want to feel 360 degrees, that it's just expanding and it's coming back really easily. If you do that, tells your mind where to go. Just center itself, calm down. Don't forget that you need oxygen, a steady supply of oxygen. The other thing, and this may sound a little bit funny, smile. And don't sort of smile halfway, but actually really go for a full-on smile involving all your muscles, your eyes. Engage somebody, you know, whether it's a stagehand or a colleague or anybody. See if you can actually engage them. Smile, laugh. I know it sounds silly, but physiologically, your body interprets that as everything's okay. Ah, cool. Okay, no need to panic. Why should I panic? I'm going out on the stage of the Met. No need to panic. You just smile, and it actually can really help the body get the message that everything's okay. Okay? Madeleine, it's not necessarily a given that preparation is good for the nerves, because I think a lot of times people are not prepared enough. So preparation is actually one of the greatest weapons or tools that you have against nervousness and anxiety. But I think it's underused by a lot of people. So do yourself a favor and be over-prepared, okay? Really know that text inside and out. Really know, if you go through it, athletes do this all the time. They actually go through mentally, without singing, without physically doing anything, they go through the routine in their head. Dancers go through the routine in their head. High jumpers go through and they picture this imagery, the mental picture. They see themselves making the high jump. So they've rehearsed it over and over in their head. And I think sometimes we do it singing is the practicing. Go through it quietly. Write out the text. Go through it. See yourself walking in the room. See yourself taking the stage. See yourself breathing easily without nerves. And really take yourself mentally through every note of that phrase from beginning to end. The whole 10-minute scene, the whole act, however much you can tolerate for your head. It's a really good weapon. Because as that moment of panic starts to arise in the audition or in the middle of the aria, you can actually sit back and say, no, I got this because I've rehearsed it. I know what I'm doing. And that knowledge is a really extraordinarily powerful foundation for you to grab onto. I've had moments in performance, really, I've had moments where I've had to talk myself off the ledge, where I start going, oh no, wait, Joyce, remember, you've done this 100 times in the practice room. You're going to be fine. And that's a really, doesn't always work, but it's a good approach. The other thing is, and this for me is the granddaddy of everything. It's the big one. And this actually covers a lot of different issues for singers. But what I find to be my biggest weapon against nerves and against a lot of different things is as I take the stage or as I'm in the dressing room or, if you're about to enter the audition room, that ominous door that you have to open and you're scared to death of what's on the other side. Remember that it's not about you. As much as we want it to be about us, and as much as we have to be somewhat narcissistic in our preparation, we can't drink too much, we can't smoke, we can't, smoking crack is a very bad thing for singers. We have to actually be disciplined and take care of ourselves and put a lot of attention on our instrument. It can be sort of a narcissistic approach. The best weapon for that is to remember it's not about us. When we're on that stage, I'm not Joyce. Placido is not Placido. Domingo, sorry, dropping his name there like we're the best friends. Madeleine is not Madeleine. She's Mimi or I'm Rosina. And it's Rosina that is in the situation. It's not Joyce. And in a way, taking that weight of it being about me off of my shoulders frees me to actually go in there and be a little more expressive and not worry so much about how I sound, which is that temptation for singers. How do I sound? How do I sound? Did it sound okay? And it's not about the sound, but it's, was I true to the emotion? Was I true to the text? Did I convey the emotion? Did I have to sing as the character? Did I put enough necessity on the fact that I needed to sing? And as we get nervous and we start searching for the words, use that as the character. Because Rosina doesn't know what she's going to say next. Mimi doesn't know what she's going to say next. She's coming, she's searching, and it comes out. And you can use that sort of sense of panic in the middle of the piece to your advantage if you remember that that's what's supposed to be happening. But you don't panic too much because you trust, you know that you've prepared enough on the other side. So breathing, smiling, preparation, and get out of your head. It's not about you. So in the end, that might be ultimately the thing that we're all working towards. So I hope that helps. Keep breathing, and just know that you're not alone. The nerves can sometimes be a great source of energy for us if we channel it in the right way. So, Madeleine, I hope that helped, and just go out there and give it to him. Ciao.
Yeah, yeah. I'm all shook up.